ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। When I open the PDF, I just want to chant the first few shlokas of chapter 2. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shrimad Bhagavad Gita द्वितीयोऽध्यायः सांख्ययोगः। संजय उवाच तं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणं विषीदन्तमिदं वाच्यम् उवाच मधुसूदना। विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदना। श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन। क्लैब्यं मास्मगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप। अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्ममहं सङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हावरिसूदन। गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न चैतद्विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयः यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः ते वस्थिताः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्। न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नं वृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्। सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासून गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हसि न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति जय गुरुदेव just give me a second there seems to be a little inertia with my computer. It's taking some time to open up. I thought I could chant in the meantime so it opens. Just give me another minute or so, it should open up. I think till such time I'll continue to chant till it opens up. Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktā sharīrinaha anashino prameyasya tasmādyudhyasva bharata ya enam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhau tau na vijanitaha nayam hanti na hanyate न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं य एनमजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापः न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचन् नानुशोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Just I'll pause it here. Give me a sec. Really sorry. There's a problem. There's a problem with my computer. It's just acting a bit funny today.
Do you want me to share the
Share the
screen?
screen. Yeah, if you can do that.
In
I'll just,
I-
in the meantime, you can get your screen ready. I will give it one more try in case it's not happening. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
Thank you. I think I'm able to share. Just give me a second. It's just hanging up. So maybe, yes, Sumaji, please share.
Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So we have to start from here. Why do we see?
The Sat and the Asat, no? Can I just go back to the verse? We were doing Nasato Vidyate Bhavo, right?
Yeah.
Was that the one?
Yes, the 16th one, I think.
16th one.
Yeah. Yes, Nasato Vidyate Bhava.
Okay. नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. Asatah, for the unreal, mithya, that is mithya, bhavaha, being, na vidyate, is not there. Sataha, for the real, api, also, abhavaha, non-being, absence, na vidyate, is not there. Ubhayoho anayoho, of these two, the sat and asat, antaha, the ultimate truth, tattva darshibihi, seers of the truth, the knowers of the truth, tu, indeed, drashtuhu, is seen. So, asataha bhavaha na vidyate, sataha api abhavaha na vidyate. Ubhayoho anayoho antaha tattvadarshibhihi tu drishtaha. For the unreal, mithya, there is never any being. The ultimate truth of both of these is seen by the knowers of the truth. This is a very important verse, even though cryptic. For the asat, a word we shall use as it is, there is no being, bhava. In other words, being is not there for the asat. And for the sat, there is no non-being. In the second line of the verse, Krishna went on to say that this fact is known by those people who know the ultimate truth about Sat and Asat. The first line is the crux of the verse. Asat, sorry, you'll have to just bring it down a bit. Yeah. Asat means something that does not exist independently. And Sat is what exists independent of anything else. What is it that exists independently? Cold and heat, for example, do not exist independently because they depend upon a number of factors. There is no absolute cold existing by itself. That something is cold depends upon something else. The temperature cannot reveal itself to you by itself unless you have a perception. Therefore, your perception is essential in order to understand that something is cold and something else is hot. When you say this is a pot, so here the when we understand, when we are in deep sleep, we are oblivious to anything outside of us. So therefore, for the sense of perception, for that the cold and heat or whatever pairs of opposite to exist, you require the existence of I. Without that sense of perception, none of them exist. When you say this is a pot, does the word pot reveal an object that exists by itself, or does the pot indicated by the word pot depend for its existence upon something else? If it depends on something else, clay, because of which the pot is there and unto which it will go back, that clay becomes the cause, karana, for the pot. The word pot has no real object outside of the word itself. It has no existence apart from clay. That which has a cause, that which depends upon something for its existence, that which does not independently exist, is called asat. Shankara explains asat further. When we try to prove the existence of things that are dependent upon causes for their existence, such as cold and heat or any given object, we find there is no self-existent thing at all among the objects of the world. I repeat this sentence. So, when we try to prove the existence of things that are dependent upon causes for their existence, such as cold and heat or any given object, we find there is no self existent thing at all among the objects of the world. Why? Because what is there is only a form, vikara, that keeps changing, vyabhicharati. It is never the same, nor can it be the same. So you keep analyzing any object that is there. For instance, I think later in the reading there is the example of a shirt. So the shirt is made of what? It's made of cotton. What is cotton made of? Made of fiber. And what is fiber made of? So you go on analyzing the actual cause of the object. Ultimately, you will get to the point that it is not existent by itself. The isness is what is. And that isness is the truth. Everything else is only a form. So it will keep breaking down. The fiber you can break down into atoms and molecules, and that you can further break down into particles. So, and then that into waves or wavelengths, according to quantum physics. So the form keeps changing, and therefore any object for that matter does not have, it is not self-existent. Why? Because it's only a form and the form keeps changing. Now the nama rupa keeps changing. It is only the asti, bhati and priti. These are the three things that remain. And these are the attributes of the atma, the characteristics of Brahman. Whereas the nama rupa is that of the world, is that of samsara. So that keeps changing. Shankara goes on to prove a point here. Suppose all pots are made of clay, but you have knowledge of only one pot. You know it is clay. If you know Satya, the truth, the cause, Karana, of all pots to be non dual clay, regardless of what form any or all pots assume, you know that they are nothing but this one clay. By knowing that one clay, you know all pots in the sense that they are not separate from the clay. Although this is a... One second, I'll just read this explanation of Asat given in the Chandogya Upanishad. This explanation is from the Chandogya Upanishad, where in one particular sentence it is said that before this creation there was only one thing, the Sat Vastu, which was non-dual, one without a second, undifferentiated. Nothing else was there. From that Sat Vastu alone, called Brahman, everything has come and is non-separate from it. Nothing exists apart from Sat. This knowledge was revealed in this Upanishad to Shvetaketu, who had been sent by his father to a Gurukula at the age of 12. He returned at the age of 24, very proud of his accomplishments, having studied the Vedas for 12 years. Shvetaketu's father was a great man. He could not stand his son's arrogance. So he asked his son, "Did you ask your teacher for that knowledge, gaining which everything is known?" The boy replied that did he did not think his teacher knew this. Later, he asked his father if there was such a knowledge, and he said, "How can you know one thing and thereby know everything else? If there is such a knowledge, please teach me, O Lord." The same topic is discussed in the Mundakopanishad. The only difference being that there, the student asked this question to the teacher, whereas in the Chandogya Upanishad, the father asked Shvetaketu, who said he didn't know. Then Shvetaketu asked his father to teach him. So knowing that one, getting to know everything else. And that is what it is here. If you know the cause of one pot, you don't need to know the cause of all the pots. You know the cause of one pot, it is you know the cause of all the other pots.
What is bhati? Asti, bhati, priti?
Bhati is that which shines. Bhati
Okay,
is that
thanks.
the chit, the knowledge aspect of Asti, Bhati, and Priti. Can you
As in the
just...
Kapal Bhati, no? Kapal Bhati. Your forehead shining due to that Kapal Bhati pranayam. Bhati means shine.
Self-luminous, self-effulgent. That is the Bhati.
Thank you.
So by knowing that one clay, you know all pots in the sense that they are not separate from the clay. Although this is general knowledge, samanya jnana of all pots as clay, and not the particular knowledge, vishesha jnana of individual pots, it is knowledge of the whole. I'm just reminded of the Spandakarika that Gurudev gave us some years ago. He calls it Samanya Spanda and Vishesha Spanda. Samanya Spanda is there, that is like the clay. It is there throughout. It's a general vibration. There is the special vibration, Vishesha vibration. Each one of us, unique in our own self, it becomes and different objects in the world, that becomes Vishesha, the special vibration. So when you know the Samanya jnana, you know what the general vibration is, it's as though you know, because that is all the special vibrations are made up of the general vibrations. Except that in addition, they have the nama and rupa. Then what is a pot? It is purely a name for a form. Other than this, there is no pot that exists separate from clay, nor is the clay the pot. If it were, again you would not need to make the pot, the clay being there already. Therefore, the clay is not the pot. If you remove the clay, where is the pot? Is it anywhere? Is it something that you have to search for? No. All that is there for the name pot is a form recognized as such. Anything that is time bound like a pot will change, and you cannot stop it because its nature is to keep on changing. So initially there was only clay. There was no pot. But the pot was born out of clay. When the potter or whoever makes the pot, they create this pot. So there is a birth for this pot. And therefore it is time bound. So whatever has a birth keeps changing and has destruction and death as well. So when and how are you going to stop it? Therefore, what are you crying for? What are you sad for? Are you sad for something eternal because it is eternal? No. Sat is that which never changes. It has no non-existence, abhava at all. Sat is never negated at any time, whereas Asat never enjoys a being of its own. Therefore, Sat cannot create any sorrow for you, and Asat is incapable of doing so because it does not exist in its own right. I repeat this paragraph. Sat is that which never changes. It has no non-existence, abhava at all. Sat is never negated at any time, whereas Asat never enjoys a being of its own. Therefore, Sat cannot create any sorrow for you, and Asat is incapable of doing so because it does not exist in its own right. How can Asat create sorrow? In the vision of the Veda, you are the Sat, and everything else is Asat. Asat cannot be a source of sorrow to Sat, and Sat cannot be a source of sorrow to you because it is you. The whole problem is one of confusion between Sat and Asat, between Atma and Anatma. Asat has no being, no bhava. It has no existence. Thus, it cannot be bhava, that which exists in all three periods of time. A thing that exists is bhava, and abhava is a thing that does not exist. The word bhava comes from the root bhu, used in the sense of existence. Analysis.
read this? Can you read that paragraph again, please?
So, how can Asat create sorrow? So, Asat having no being of its own cannot create sorrow for you, is incapable of creating sorrow. But then, what we experience, ground reality here is that we experience sorrow, right? So, how can Asat create sorrow? In the vision of the Veda, you are the Sat and everything else is Asat. Asat cannot be a source of sorrow to Sat, and Sat cannot be a source of sorrow to you because it is you. The whole problem is one of confusion between Sat and Asat, between Atma and Anatma. Asat has no being, no bhava. It has no existence. Thus, it cannot be bhava, that which exists in all three periods of time. A thing that exists is bhava, and abhava is a thing that does not exist. The word bhava comes from the root bhu, used in the sense of existence. So everything that is perceivable by our senses becomes asat. Anything that we can objectify.
That is not present in all three states.
Periods of time.
Right. Yeah.
See, in deep sleep, is the world available to you?
No.
All the nama rupas, they're gone. Cold and heat, pain and pleasure, are they available to you in deep sleep? They're not there. So that whole bundle of the whole thing becomes asat. All the emotions we go through, the relationships we have, the situations we face,
So only I exist. That is a bhava.
only that which exists in all.
All.
But that I exist, that is why you're able to say, I had a good sleep.
Mm.
The I, the Atma, is that which exists in all the three states: waking, dream, sleep, and deep sleep, all the four states.
But do we not, is it not mm, the reality that we feel that dukkha in asat, and that is the cause of asat? In the sense, that's where we feel it. Because there is a mind, we feel the sorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then how can we say that it may not be the then that is how I feel that it is the karana for the asat, dukkha. Because I feel it over there, because I have a body, I can feel the pain. And because I have a mind, I feel the pain in the mind. Then how can I negate that asat is not the cause of my sorrow?
Your body and mind is both asat.
That's right. So
Whatever
here it
comes
is.
from
Here
there
it
is
is
asat.
negated that asat is also not the cause of your sorrow. But
Correct.
because I have a body and because I have a mind, I feel the pain and I feel the sorrow. Because I have emotions, and that is asat, I feel the pain. If I don't have the body and mind, as Paramraji said, in sleep, we don't feel any pain or sorrow. But when I come into body, bodily uh,
Body consciousness.
consciousness, I feel the pain
But
and
it says
sorrow.
asat is not the source of sorrow to sat.
Source, yes, source is fine, but it
Yeah.
is the cause,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but see,
No.
Mrunalji,
Tat
one second.
doesn't cause.
Mrunalji, one second. See, the moment you identify yourself fully with the body, then the pair of opposites come. Or all these are the only spandas. They are just the vibrations. We label it joyful spandas and painful spandas. And the main practice, whatever we are doing, is to transcend these pair of opposite. It means it's not that the enlightened person doesn't feel, or he is the most sensitive person, enlightened one. But his identification with this whole world is only limited up to just like he knows that this is all mithya, and he has established himself fully in the satya, and everything is changing, right? Just now you are feeling pain, immediately when it is going to flip over to the pleasure, it's just ding dong, all the time it is happening like that, totally pair of opposite and continuously, and no any emotion will remain more than 2.5 days, that is for sure. But our mind and our memory, we cling on to the painful experiences so much that it continues. And with this knowledge, more and more we must transcend. And that is why the whole practices, the whole pranayams and meditations, and the more and more we do it, and more we follow the shaucha yam niyam, Definitely, it is a means scientific methodology, whole that Ashtang Yoga. Guaranteed you are going to end with the Brahmagyani Guru's blessings. 100% you are able to transcend it. Only thing is, हमारा क्या हो जाता है? We are 1 foot here, 1 foot there, one day this, one day that. That is why we keep on fluctuating.
But her
But
question is what causing the
I have a,
that
so
the
means
one
for
question. Let me
example,
finish telling her
suppose
that.
there is an iron and we go and stuck we bangkok means we just go and put our head on that harshly. So iron has its own that solidity and its nature, and it will hurt. So it can be a cause of an pain to you because you are not aware of that nature of that object. So who gave you pain? That object, anatma, gave you pain? No, it's because of you. So it is not the cause of pain or sadness or anything, the objects or
and see,
anatma.
and when the child falls, if so nobody is there around, he just gets up and walks away. But if somebody is there around, then all the emotions and then the whole drama starts. It pains also, and everything happens. So we must understand it is the absolutely play of the mind.
What about
Absolutely play of the
a
mind.
real good hurt? Like if I cut my hand, it's a pain, right? It's a reality over there. It's a pain. I mean, sorrow is different than pain. But uh, is that mm, because I have a body, that is the cause of my pain, right? If I had no body, I would not have, and mind, I would not have felt the pain. I do understand the when in relationships we find feel the sorrow, okay, because we are attached to it, and then that knowledge would help me. But here, the actual I'm when my body is hurt, I'm going through pain, and maybe that will end up into sorrow. Why it is happening? So, uh, is this not a cause of my pain? Or I'm not saying it's a source, but is this not the cause of my pain or sorrow?
Will it change with your solution? The pain? It is changing.
Yeah, but
It is
it's the
continuously
reality,
changing.
right? Yeah, it is changing, but
We need to follow all the discipline. We need to follow that. We need to go through the left side in India, and if you go from the right side, somebody is going to bang you, and then you need to go through the whatever procedure if you get accident and all. But
Gurudev said,
that should not be extended to 200%. Every moment, action reaction, whatever is happening, you need to take the steps, but don't extend it like how we generally do it to up to
Pain is real,
200%.
but that
Yes.
means you have optional that thing, no? Okay, you make it a big thing or not.
see, we are discussing this is something about ignorance. We are discussing knowledge about ignorance. See, pain is real. You take whatever painkiller, whatever, or put bandage, whatever necessary treatment you take. So that is the action that has to follow. But to uh, extend it to the knowledge of Sat and Asat, which is a higher knowledge. See, this chapter, this paragraph says, no, in the vision of the Veda. See, we are not discussing in the vision of the Veda. We are discussing what right now is at the bodily level, which is Asat. Okay, there is pain. You cut yourself, you've had an accident, whatever. Take appropriate action to reduce your pain and reduce that or hasten the healing. That you have to take. But here, what we are discussing is Sat and Asat. In the vision of the Veda, you are the Sat. You means your vibration, your Atma is the Sat, and everything else is Asat. So, which means your body is also Asat. So, whatever associated with the body is also Asat. So, this is the vision of the Veda. So, we have to distinguish these two. When we discuss, we are discussing mundane things. Whereas Veda is talking about Sat and Asat at a higher level.
No, the question was the sorrow, which is, I mean, the Asat and Sat, both are not sources of your sorrow. That was the question I was
The
asking.
sources of
Yeah.
sorrow, Mrinal, one thing
Uh,
that we read.
Last time when I asked the same question when we were reading this, and then
Yeah.
I got the understanding that yes, the ignorance, what is Sat and Asat, when we distinguish, the ignorance is the part because it is impermanent, and that's how we try to attach to things. But the thought came, the bodily pains and all are do give us the pain and sorrow, right? What about that part? I was just thinking, is this not then the, because I have a body, because I have a mind, I feel the pain. If I hadn't had that, I would not have felt the pain
Yeah.
or sorrow. This is what my question was.
That is
Other
the
Correct.
things.
true,
Yeah.
the pain is true. That is there. Pain is there. Definitely, you will feel the pain if you cut or something. What when he said Asat is Anatma, right? The Asat is Atma. That's what they're saying. That to answer your question, I think maybe Dr. Brahmara also can shed light on this. We did read that like three sources of sorrow, that is like Adatmika, Adibhautika, and Adi something
Devika.
else. Huh?
Devika, Adi Devika.
Yeah, Adi Devika. So
Who is
Adhyatmika is the bodily thing. Like somebody who has headache, there's just a mild headache. But then if they keep thinking about it more and more, more and more, then it becomes the pain all over the body. This simple headache would turn into, if they keep on thinking about it. That's what we read about that Adhyatmika. So if you to, this is what I think, that the question that you yes, it could be source of sorrow, it could be from the whatever that can cause, like you didn't eat anything and you're starving, that could cause headache. Yeah, then you feel that pain. So the
in the
pain is
previous?
real. I mean, real means you do feel it, and it is there. It's not we cannot say it's, oh, it's anatma and all that, but the pain, you can ignore it. I mean, you can let it go, do something else, or like she said, dhyana or whatever, something to go away. Anyway,
But
that's what
what I feel, what I feel, who is experiencing the pain and who is what is the cause? Enquiry and understanding. That also is required when we are
yeah.
going
When
through
you say
pain.
who's
Yeah.
experiencing, you're not experiencing
Huh.
it. So that's
And the
how
Sat
you.
is always
Yeah.
there. So Sat is not experiencing any pain. That is a witness only. It
The
doesn't
nature
change
of
any.
Sat
Yeah.
is
Huh.
Sat
Huh.
Chitananda. There is no sorrow there.
Huh. Nothing is there.
So the wrong
Please,
identification
Brahmaraji,
depends.
please take us out of this confusion now. Whatever is
So,
there.
yeah, there's no confusion. I think Rinal has the point is she is feeling the pain. So she's saying, how can Anatma not be the source of pain? Right? It is not the source of pain. We're not discussing pain. We're discussing sorrow. There's a two different things. Pain is something that is felt. It is at the bodily level. It's a perception. Pain, pleasure. There are pairs of opposites that we experience. But here the question is of sorrow. Sorrow is shocha. Shocha is that which is grief. Here, when we go back to the 11th verse, where Bhagwan starts off the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, it says, Ashocyan anvashochastvam, prajnavadamscha bhashase. He says, you're grieving for something that does not need to be grieved. And then we went through the definition of sorrow. What is sorrow? Sorrow is when you complain, start complaining about it. Like, for instance, let me just go back to that word shocha.
Which page is it?
No, you know what? I was able to finally share. I think there was a lot of catch in my, I had to remove all those extra things in my computer and then it started working.
Hariom, this was the exact point, Brahmaraji, which I was talking last week, that when your association with the body is strong, then you feel both pain and suffering.
Yeah, that is the whole confusion about it, no? The association is the confusion, is the ignorance that you identify yourself, the Atma. You're superimposing the Anatma on the Atma and you're saying, this is me, the body is me.
See the confusion between.
It is the
whole problem is the confusion between Sat and Asat.
Correct.
Atma and Anatma.
Viveka in Atma and Anatma. That is.
There is no confusion here. I'm not saying the Atma is the source of sorrow. Now that you're making it clear that pain and sorrow is different. Then I get it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain,
but
that's what. In
is
fact,
this
I
not
think
the
maybe
medium?
that day you were there, not there,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, even
But
I asked this question, how can the Anatma
correct.
be? Yeah. Then I got it that yes, it is the ignorance that we associate ourselves with the body, and body
then
and
we
Atma
become
are different.
sorrowful.
Correct. But now the clarification is coming because the pain and the sorrow is different.
It's
Yes,
different.
then I get it. Yes, then I get it.
See, that is what Gurudev
Because
has been saying. No, pain
correct.
is inevitable,
Yeah.
but suffering is optional.
Yes.
When will you start suffering? When you say, oh, I am having this pain. You start, you have a headache, but the headache is there. But the moment you start saying, I am having a headache, you're complaining that I am having a headache, then you start being sorrowful. Otherwise, it is there. It is there. I mean, when I look at my mother, she is old and she has a lot of aches and pains. She has shoulder pain, she has a backache that actually is quite severe, but she happily goes about doing all her things. It's that she's kind of she's not complaining about it. She never complains about the pain she has. So it is not a suffering for her. Pain is there and it is there. Same thing with Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. They were going through severe pain of cancer. Cancer pain can be very, very severe. But it did not bother them. They were not suffering the pain. Pain was there. Same thing when someone near to you dies, there is pain. Of course, when someone is not physically present, it causes pain. But being sorrowful for that, grieving for that, for something that is bound to go. Anything that is born will die. Anything that is nama rupa will change. So grieving for that is unwise, is what Krishna is telling Arjuna.
When we distinguish between pain and sorrow, this makes absolute sense over here. Because for the pain, you need to have a body. That's what my question was. Then how can it not be a source or the cause? Because that is the medium where we feel the pain, mind and body.
Correct.
That was my question. Yeah. Thank you so much.
We're talking about sorrow. We're not talking about pain.
Yeah. I get it. Thank you.
See, shocha is grief. I don't know where that paragraph is where he actually makes a distinction.
Hariom, there was a differentiation between physical pain and sorrow. It was on page 188. And there Swamiji has written, physical pain is something to be endured and cured.
Yeah.
And it is something that is totally avoidable. Whereas sorrow is something you build on and because of a particular way of thinking.
Exactly. It is
To
wrong
take
thinking.
every situation as it comes.
Yeah.
That was Krishna's advice.
Correct. And that's exactly what he says in Matras Parshastu Kaunteya. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Paino Nityaha Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. He says the moment your sense organs come in contact with the sense objects, there will be pairs of opposites, experiences of opposites that will happen.
Can't hear you for a second. Brahmaraji, we couldn't hear you
Yeah,
for
so
some
Matras
time.
Parshastu Kaunteya, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha. So the pairs of opposites are inevitable the moment your sense organs get in contact with the sense objects. Therefore, you have to endure them, go through them. So I was actually wanting to show this, since sadness is a problem, the source of sorrow. What can be the source of sorrow? There can be only two sources, yourself or anatma. Atma or anatma. And then he goes on to explain how either of them is not a source of sorrow. If required, we'll go through this again tomorrow, but we'll close for today. We're nearing time. And
But I think someone suggested where we read the pain and sorrow difference, because that part I could not hear.
yeah. So we'll I think,
do
go
that
through
as
that.
tomorrow.
We'll go through that tomorrow. We'll go back
Sure.
to that part.
Okay,
So then
thank
we
you.
have some clarity about pain,
Yeah.
sorrow, and
Thank
then
you.
we take it forward.
Thank
Okay?
you. Jai
No
Gurudev.
problem. Jai Gurudev. ॐ लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु जय गुरुदेव You're not able to hear the sound, right? Sound.
No, we are not able to hear it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now it will be. Sorry, I think that is, I can't explain why that is happening. That has been.
Brahmaraji, you want me to share?
I'll share from my phone, don't worry.
Meditation is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Except those parts of the body where you feel a tension, the other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Shanti, Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.